As soon as it started, it's going to happen quickly. So I'm back. When I say I'm back, I kind of never really went anywhere, but I'm back filming again. I really enjoy filming, but I've actually just really enjoyed deepening my practice and not filming. I don't mind the filming when I'm in the water. It's just the prep of the camera and taking the camera down, and because that takes me out of my body and my connection. So I've just really wanted to spend the last couple of months just doubling down on what made it so beautiful for me in the first place. And it got to the stage where next week I'll film, and then next week I'll film. But I actually just really enjoyed my time, my space. So where have I been? As I said, not really anywhere, but I did go to Bhutan for my birthday, and it's a really beautiful part of the world, and it's the kingdom of happiness, but that's what outsiders call it. They don't call themselves happy, they just enjoy being, they just who they are, with the beauty of the simplicity of life and the beautiful nature and the slow pace of life. What I really like, there's no skyrise, there's actually no lights on the road. At night it's dark. When it's dark, it's dark, and most people don't travel at night. And there was really no pollution in the way of city pollution. Yes, they've got cities, but it just felt different. And I think after that trip over there, my journey just took me on a different way, where I also wanted to slow down and enjoy my basics and simplicity. On my birthday I read a little stone, a message, and it's it's not a unique message. It went something along the lines of, happiness is not what you want, it's what you have. So I just really appreciated my time in the lakes. I really appreciated my van, my friends, and I learnt some different types of breath work, and I've been practicing that and been grounding. It's just super cool. One thing I wanted to say, my last dip, you probably just heard me spout wisdom and power, and I went into the water because that's where my head was. So taking a step back, when I went to Bhutan, I went to visit one of the temples. I think it's a Tantra temple, and it was the union of male and female. Male has power and the female has wisdom, and they're connected together, and they all have a tool or a gift to help them in their way. And that really resonated with me. For ancient wisdom for centuries happened to mention power of wisdom, power and wisdom. And I think in this day and age, maybe we are changing. That there's perhaps been a bit too much power and too little wisdom. It doesn't mean that man, power, woman, wisdom. It's inside of us, the masculine energy and the feminine energy, and it's finding the unity, the union of power and wisdom, because power is no good without wisdom, and wisdom is no good without power. So that really resonated with me, and just comparing with things that are going on in my life, and it is out of balance, but I guess we strive for that harmony and having the both. But actually what I quite liked about the women having wisdom is so I don't know the traditions there, but it was really interesting that they saw the woman as wise, wisdom, because they're the ones that can have babies, the portal between spirit and human. And that's a true gift, because nobody knows how a woman can grow a baby, and all the innate wisdom that comes with it. And I just found that really fascinating. Maybe an intuition, a gut feeling, but I was really drawn to that way. There's several things I really liked about Bhutan, but one day that was a lesson, and it made me reflect a lot on seeing all the power and wisdom, a little disconnect. So I really like my time in nature. I feel like the waterfalls, like I said before I went on the dip earlier, at the waterfall for me gives me both power and wisdom. It's probably why I'm drawn to it, to get the harmony and the balance. Because in order to do the Wim Hof method, cold dips for so long, it's not about power. It's about sensitivity. And that's the wisdom. The approach is to go within and listen. So there's a lot of resonance when I went to Bhutan. And how wonderful is that? So this time I'm going on a different dip, in a different place in the Lake District, and you're coming with me. And it's warmer today. Gosh, I've had several long exposures in the last 6 weeks. Long hours. So I'm really enjoying the fact that it's a little bit warmer. And dare I say, I'm warm myself. But what I really liked, looking at the snow-capped mountains here, is that in Bhutan, the Bhutanese go by 2 calendars. One is nature's calendar, and the second is the Western calendar. Just made me laugh. So they book for when the tourists come and stuff like that, but the nature's calendar is where the farmers go by. So there's actually 13 months in their calendar year, whilst we have 12. And their winter is technically February, March, April, maybe beginning of January, whilst ours is sort of December, maybe November, December, January. Anyway, it just made me smile. And question, why aren't we living by nature's calendar? Why are we so... It's another way to feel disconnected. But anyway, I like the questions, because the answers in life means it's an absolute, it's fact. Your glass is full and you look no further. But I actually quite like the questions. And I've made friends with more questions recently in a world that doesn't make any sense anymore. But this time I come with a different approach, some very different tools. So yes, I've made friends with the questions in life. And I think that's the beauty, maybe the wisdom. Definitely the beauty in the mystery of life, that we're not meant to know everything, but I'll always be curious to keep asking questions. Okay, I'm going to go down to one of my good places I visited for years and just be. There's definitely light in this water. And I think I remember saying in my last video, let the light come into my cells and nourish my soul.